All right. In the last section, we're going to talk about understanding your own biases. So, like, okay, we talked about, yes, there's lots of biases. We've all absorbed them. They come out unconsciously. So, so now it's like, what do we do about it? There's things we can do in our society to perpetuate less biases. By adding, more, decreasing stereotypes and adding more real representation. That's a big part. But once you already have the biases, what are some of the things that you can do? So I'm just going to have this one slide to talk about it. But one is, I mean, just identifying, becoming aware of your biases. And there's a bunch of really great sites that you can go to, like Project Implicit. It's a Harvard project, and you go in there and you answer a series of questions and different things, and they're not all direct. There's not like, oh, do you believe black people have thicker skin? It's more about indirect, and they'll help you kind of understand several different biases that you have. I think that's the biggest one, is just becoming aware of them. If you're not aware of them, I mean, that there's nothing you can do about it. So just being aware of how you interact with different things, and even like throughout the day, like spend some time looking back at your day and being like, what, what, like look at some of the interactions you've had and ask yourself, if it was different people, if that was white people, what would I done differently, or what would I have said differently, and just spending some time, once a day or once a week, just like looking back at your interactions and seeing how, comparing them, how they're different from other interactions with other people. So just spending, like that's the biggest one. It's just like, just knowledge, just understanding what your biases are. And then there's some other ones, adjust your perspective and try to see things from other points of views, and look at people at individual level as opposed to belonging to one specific social group. Expose yourself to different cultures and identities, and individuals who defy stereotypes. So that's a big one, especially for your children. It's like, bringing diversity to them, letting them, see, the beauty of other cultures, and seeing accurate representations, and then also, like, when you're with your kids and you see some bad stereotypes, call that stuff out. Let them know that that is not right. Don't normalize, don't normalize Washington Redskins, don't normalize mascots, don't normalize these things, just because everyone else is doing it. And then, yeah, interact more with people with whom you have bias, directly challenge that. So, but I think the biggest step is just becoming aware of it, and it's so hard because we don't want to be these people. It's so easy to like hide this. Like almost always these biases come out opposite of who you really want to be and who you're trying to be. So it's so easy to just ignore it or downplay it or say, come up with some other excuse, reality is it's never going to go away. Like we need to like be conscious of it and spend time, finding out what it is, and working on it. So some of these things, like, there's a 7-day bias cleanse. This is like the MTV, look different. It's actually, pretty, great exercises. So it's not just, some of them are just tests, but other these links are actual, daily things that you can be doing to kind of help with that.